A new email is striking fear into the hearts of federal employees everywhere. Hold on to your red staplers, folks, because things are about to get real in the federal government. A second wave of emails has hit inboxes, demanding a detailed account of employee productivity. That's right, Big Brother is watching and he wants to know what you did last week. The email, ominously titled, "What Did You Do Last Week?" Part 2, requires employees to spill the tea on their accomplishments. 5 bullet points to be exact, detailing their contributions to the great American machine. And don't even think about slacking on this one, because the deadline is every Monday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, sharp. This latest directive comes on the heels of a similar email sent a week prior, which received a less than enthusiastic response. Less than half of federal workers bothered to reply, perhaps sensing a trap or maybe just enjoying their weekends. Whatever the reason, their silence has not gone unnoticed. The stakes are high and the pressure is on for federal employees to prove their worth. But as the clock ticks down to the deadline, one question remains. Will they comply, or will they risk the wrath of the powers that be? The driving force behind this digital witch hunt is none other than the dynamic duo of President Trump and his trusty sidekick Elon Musk, the self-proclaimed efficiency czar and head of the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency. They claim this is just a harmless pulse check on employee productivity, but something tells me there's more to it than meets the eye. Trump, never one to shy away from a good conspiracy theory, has been peddling the outlandish notion that some federal workers are either deceased or entirely fictional. He's yet to provide any evidence to support this claim. But hey, who needs facts when you've got gut feelings, right? Musk, on the other hand, has taken a more direct approach, threatening to fire anyone who fails to comply with the mandatory reporting requirements. He's even gone so far as to call out specific agencies and departments for their alleged lack of productivity, much to the chagrin of their respective leaders. So, what's the real agenda here? Are Trump and Musk genuinely concerned about government waste? Or is this just another power grab disguised as a cost-cutting measure? One thing's for sure. The federal workforce is caught in the crosshairs of this efficiency crusade, and the consequences could be dire. The rollout of this so-called pulse check has been nothing short of a disaster, with conflicting guidance from various agencies leaving employees more confused than ever. Some departments have advised their staff to comply fully with the reporting requirements, while others have suggested a more cautious approach, even going so far as to advise against responding altogether. This lack of clear direction has only added to the sense of unease and uncertainty within the federal workforce. Employees are left wondering who to listen to, what information to provide, and what the potential consequences might be for saying too much or too little. The low response rate to the first email is a testament to this widespread confusion and mistrust. Many federal workers are understandably hesitant to divulge sensitive information about their work, especially given the lack of clarity surrounding how that information will be used. The situation is further complicated by the fact that many federal employees are bound by strict confidentiality agreements, which prohibit them from discussing their work with unauthorized individuals. This raises serious concerns about the legality and appropriateness of demanding such detailed accounts of employee activity, especially in writing. Section 4, National Security in Jeopardy? Can you put a price tag on keeping America safe? Apparently you can try. The implications of this mandatory reporting requirement are particularly troubling when it comes to national security agencies, where even the smallest detail could compromise sensitive operations and put lives at risk. Imagine the CIA having to divulge its top-secret espionage tactics in a weekly email blast. Not exactly ideal for maintaining national security, is it? To address these concerns, employees dealing with classified information have been given the option of responding with a generic statement. All of my activities are sensitive. While this may seem like a reasonable compromise on the surface, it does little to address the underlying issue of digital security and the potential for leaks. Even with this caveat, the mere act of collecting and transmitting this data electronically creates a vulnerability that could be exploited by foreign adversaries or malicious actors. The potential consequences of a security breach at this level are staggering. and the fact that these risks are being so casually dismissed is deeply concerning. It's a dangerous game they're playing with our national security, and one that could have far-reaching consequences. Section 5: Pink Slips and Golden Handshakes. The axe hangs heavy over the heads of federal workers. For those brave or foolish enough to ignore the ominous emails, the message from the top is clear. Your job is on the line. Trump has publicly stated that non-respondents are on the bubble, a not-so-subtle hint that their employment is hanging by a thread. Adding fuel to the fire, a memo circulated earlier this week foreshadowed large-scale layoffs and program consolidations, sending shockwaves through the federal workforce. The Department of Education, in a move that can only be described as adding insult to injury, offered a $25,000 buyout to employees, with a deadline conveniently timed for the end of Monday, the same day as the task reporting deadline. Coincidence? I think not. These threats and ultimatums have done little to inspire confidence in the government's leadership or its commitment to its workforce. Instead, they have created an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty, leaving many federal employees feeling like they are being punished for simply doing their jobs. The long-term impact of this draconian approach remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure. The federal government is about to get a whole lot less efficient and a whole lot more litigious. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride.